Hello guys. Today, believe it or not, we are actually starting a Madden 2001 franchise mode review. Now, last time I did a Madden game was Madden 04, and today I wanted to do Madden 01 basically because when me and Mike did the PS2 Madden game episode of it, we kind of got gypped because my PS2 wasn't running right. I know now that it was because there was just too much dust in it. Back then, I couldn't figure out for the life of me. So we barely got a game in, a 2-minute quarter game. So we didn't explore it as well as we could have. Although we did explore it. Actually, we explored it fairly well for the most part. And also another thing, my favorite Super Bowl team of all time, the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. Their true roster is in this game. Now, even though in Madden 02 they are shown to be the Super Bowl champion along with the New York Giants, and because when you go to like exhibition, it takes you to like the two teams that were in the Super Bowl, which in this one was the Titans and the Rams. In 2002 was the Ravens and the Giants. However, because that game came out after the Super Bowl in the off season, the roster isn't the same. So if you want the true 2000 Baltimore Ravens, you have to play the game before they went to the Super Bowl, which is this one. So we're going to do a franchise mode of that team. Now, I understand that I had a habit of let's look at them quickly overall. Because overall, they're actually pretty good. Offense, they're average. Defense, they're the best. And special teams, they're solid. So they're a slightly above average team, which is probably what I would normally aim for anyway. Slightly above average, because I don't want to be overly dominant, but at the same time, I want to stay competitive. So, exhibition season, franchise, practice, quick start. So we're going to do franchise mode because we might come back to it in the future if there's enough demand and interest. And if we do that, I want to see how well it will do with the players staying intact as much as they can. Now, I don't know what players they added or took away during the regular season. So I'm not going to say this will be a perfect reenactment of the Ravens season, but I'm going to try to remain as true as their championship win as I can be. That's how much I love the team. And I'll talk more about my love for that team over the course of this thing, so we're going to get started. I've never played a franchise mode in this game before. I actually never didn't even know this game was on PS2 until after I did the franchise mode series. I mean the Madden PS2 series. Yep. And we're going to choose the Ravens. I'm going to try to... I really need music right now. Okay, let's take a look. We still got Madden cards here. Let's take a look at our roster. Here, what team we're working with. We have Tony Banks, Trent Dilfer, and Chris Redmond, who's a rookie. Okay, so right now we're just going to set up the team. We usually don't have time to do a game in these things, so we're going to set things up. We're going to explore. We got Tony Banks. He's the lead guy. He was the lead guy in the 2000 season, but he got hurt, and Trent Dilfer took over, and they never looked back that year. So let's compare them. Because overall, Tony Banks is supposed to be better. But we'll see about that. So Tony is a bit faster. In this game, the speedy quarterbacks are hard to come by. There's not a quarterback in this game that has over an 80 speed. So you're not getting much there. Trent Dilfer is stronger. Their awareness is even. Of course, Tony Banks has the advantage in agility and acceleration. Trent Dilfer has slightly better hands, though. Dilfer actually is much better at carrying the ball, so he's less likely to fumble. Yeah, and Tony Banks has some barely any running ability. Okay, let's look at the. All right, so they're very similar in arm strength. Tony Banks is only barely better in accuracy, and he's only a few points better than Dilfer in power. And yeah, let's see, and then let's see, what's IMP stand for again? I forgot. So Banks has better stamina, and he's more resistant to injury, and he's a bit tougher. So that's the key thing. So overall, this would look that Tony Banks is the guy. However, we'll see how things go, because I feel like if I will pull the trigger on Banks and play Dilfer if I feel like it, even though Banks is the better quarterback without question. And so let's take a look at halfback. So we got Jamel Lewis. He is a stud. He is the guy. Then you have Priest Holmes, who's been on the team with a few years. He eventually has huge success with the Chiefs, but right now he's kind of serving second banana. So, Holmes does have better awareness. Looks like Lewis is just better, really, overall. Let's look at fullbacks. You got Sam Gash. They got 3 fullbacks. Let's look at them. Chuck Evans, but Sam Gash is the guy. So we got awareness, better catcher, better at carrying the ball, better at breaking. Yeah, he's the guy. You're not gonna switch him. And then receivers. Your top guy is going to be Quadri Ishmael. That's true. He was their best receiver they had. Even though his awareness and catching ability isn't up to par, he's fast. Travis Taylor is a rookie now. For a rookie, he's pretty solid. He has decent speed. His awareness is low, as to be expected. And his catching is a little below 70. That's a little bit below what we'd like to see. We'd like to see 70 for that. And not much for break tackles, though. Patrick Johnson, he's been there a couple. Same speed. Slightly better awareness. Isn't quite as agile or acceleration, but he is slightly better at catching, though, which is kind of big. And better at carrying the ball by a tad. And then you got Jermaine Lewis, who was their star returner. And he's actually a pretty decent receiver. He's slightly faster. He's not strong. His awareness is very low. His catching is still a little better than Travis Taylor's, and his carrying is better too, so you would use him. And then tight end, you got Shannon Sharp. Ben Coates is a beast. They got great tight ends, actually. And even their third stringer is pretty solid. He would probably be a second stringer, maybe even a first stringer on some teams. So Shannon Sharp is going to be one of your better receiving targets. And Ben Coates will help out too, because they both have decent speed for tight ends, especially Sharp. Their awareness is good. Obviously, Coates is more of a blocking tight end, but don't be afraid to throw to him if you have to. Yeah. And left tackles, Ogden's good. There's no question. You're starting him. Edwin, I can't pronounce his last name. He's usually, from what I remember, he has been better than this game shows. He is a 1-year pro, so he's still young. So don't be afraid to let him play that out. Jeff Mitchell, I don't know much about him. He's pretty average, and that may be a weak spot there. Mike Flynn, yeah, another weak spot. He's average too. Orlando Bobo, they're not that different by much. Flynn might be slightly stronger. Let's look at. Yeah, you're gonna want to start Flynn. He just is better, slightly better in the right areas. Harry Swain, he is very solid right tackle. Yeah, not a lot of love in the line here, unfortunately. Pretty average. Rob Burnett, he's very good left end. Thomas, he's a rookie. He does get good, though. So that's one thing. And here's the thing. This team, despite Baltimore, I always pictured Baltimore Ravens as a 3-4 team, but during their 2000 season where their defense was top-notch, they were a 4-3 team. So keep that in mind. Then Michael McCrary, he's great. You want him. And then you got Sam Adams and Tony Saragusa. These guys are the men right here. Those are the runs. Those are the big men there. Then for linebacking, you got Peter Boulware, who's awesome. And then got Ray Lewis, of course, the main guy. And you got Jamie Sharper right here. And for cornerbacks, you got McAllister and Starks. They're very good. And Robert Bailey's going to be a great nickel. And then James Trapp is going to be a solid dime as well. Rod Whitson's going to be a great assistant. Corey Harris will be a solid backup. Kim Herring, he's slightly above average, a little weak, but he'll get the job done. Matt Stover's pretty solid here, and then Kyle Richardson. So that's your team that we're going to work with. Now, obviously, there's going to be questions on how much we want to change the team, because personally, I like to keep it as similar as possible, but that also depends on the free agents. So let's take a look at these free agents quickly. Now, I'm going over this franchise mode a bit different than what I did with Madden 04 because it's very different. You're kind of left at your own device, and I'm learning as I go. So we're going to see how things look. Quarterbacks, Craig Erickson, Steve Bono. Yeah, some of these guys are going to be pretty... They don't have a lot here. I wonder if any of them have speed. Fastest is 64. Yeah, not really anything. Alright, so we got this guy. Let's see what kind of... Yeah, they don't really have much for running backs. 81, Leroy Holder. I wonder how... He's a power back. Fullbacks, Kevin Turner seems decent. Troy Barber, that's a name. That's certainly a name. They got some decent receivers. Mike Pritchard, Andre Rison, but they're both old. Ernie Mills. Here's rookie Ethan Howell. Tight ends. Ooh, Mark Trumara. Let's see how. Yeah, that's pretty good tight end there. That'll be a good pickup for any team. Strength as a tight ends in this free agency. I noticed in Madden's that certain positions will be the strength of free agency for that game. And it looks like in this one it's probably tight ends. Sorry, left tackles, not really anyone. I would say normally if you're doing a franchise mode, you'd probably make changes to the team, but because it's the 2000 Ravens, I'm going to kind of do something a little different and try to keep them the same unless too many people get hurt or something. Yeah, there's not much here for left guards. Centers, ooh, you got Tony Mayberry and Brian Williams, so those guys are pretty good. Now, granted, this was released during, they could have made pickups during the year of some of these guys, too. Gene Williams, pretty decent guy there. Zephros Moss. So left end, James Harris, he's pretty good. Neil Smith, has some goodness there. D tackles, Joe Phillips, Gilbert Brown. Kelly Gregg. Now, Kelly Gregg he did become a Raven. I don't know if he's a Raven during that year, though. I don't think he was. Sorry. Not much for left outside linebackers. Fred Strickland and Corey Wildmore. They're James Francis. Those are the big guys there. Alright, outside linebacking, not really anyone. Corners, Craig Newsome, Philip P. Sparks, Conrad Hamilton, Steve Jackson, Thomas Randolph. Yeah, they got some decent guys here. Corey Ivy. Look at safeties. Vernon Hanks, Willie Clay, Travis Davis. Yeah, they got some pretty decent guys. Not a lot of big name guys, but they all seem to be looked at pretty well. Steve Atwater, Tim Huck, Calvin Jackson, yeah. kickers. Decent kickers. Not much name for punters. Not much recognition for them. So that's that. It's not bad for the agency. Not a lot of super well-known players. So got depth charts. Let's see if there's anything here that we need to take a look at. They're actually starting Priest Holmes over Jamal Lewis. I'm going to change that. Lewis will be starting because he's better. So we're going to do that. Sam Gash. That's right. Right receivers. Patrick Johnson. I don't know if I... They're both 79. Let's see. Speed, strength. Yeah, that's correct. That's a better choice in all honesty. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yep. 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 There's not going to be a lot of changes here. It's all pretty black and white. Not really any close battles. Kick returner, yep. Punt returner, yep. Kickoff starter, long snapper. Well, it's whatever. I'm sure that he'll be fine there. The only thing is Tony Banks and Trent Dilfer, so we'll see how that works out. So that's rosters. What's awards? Let's take a look. Alright, so that's all that. Stats info, coach options. So, we'll let that slide down. I feel like I'm going to be running more than passing. Let's take a look. Alright, so... Oh, wow. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a look at the schedule online on Football Reference, and I'm going to compare and contrast, because in all honesty, how much time did we spend? 20 minutes. Okay. Yeah, this is the team. I'm just looking at the rosters quickly, making sure that it looks... Brandon Stokely, he was a member of that team, but it doesn't seem like... But he wasn't on the roster. I wonder if he started on the practice squad. Because he hasn't really done a lot. Starters and roster. Let's look here. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like the starters I had were... Let's go back. So, I'm just looking for compare and contrast through my phone, which I'll show here with Football Reference. Let's see. Let's see. Ogden, yes. Edwin, yes. Jeff Mitchell, Mike Flynn. Yep, all those guys. So those guys are the got men. Yeah. Yeah, there's no music in this here, so you're not going to get any there. So it looks like the roster is relatively unchanged. I don't notice anything noticeable. Like, they did have Brandon Stokely during this, but I didn't see him in... Let me look at the roster again. Let's look at receivers. I don't think I went all the way. No, no. That's weird. He might have been on the practice squad because he didn't play that much. Okay, so it looks like... Let's go to settings quickly because we want to save everything. So let's see. Rookie, all Madden... Pro, all pro, pro. So it's pro's the default, which is there's rookie, pro, all pro, all Madden. So rookie, pro, all Madden. So I was on pro, so we'll stick with that. And 5-minute quarters we're not going to do, we're going to do 3-minute quarters. Penalties, no. AI. In-game. Got controller stuff. But I'm familiar enough with the controls. I don't really need to look. So yeah, there's not really much you need to set up. In fact, there's not even a preseason, I don't believe. Yeah, yep, there's no preseason. It looks like we're just going to start off with the regular season. So yeah, this actually is going to be a lot shorter. This franchise mode review will probably be a whole lot shorter than I planned. So I don't mind that necessarily. I don't mind skipping preseason. The only thing with that is you don't really develop the players. But then again, the only players I'm caught up in between is Trent Dilfer and Tony Banks, because Dilfer was the starter, but Tony Banks was technically the better quarterback. So we're just going to have to play it by ear on that one because... Alright, so how much? Alright, 27 minutes. Okay, you know what? I will say, if... The problem with... Even with 3-minute quarters, the games are long, and to play a game in this video, it would push the video just too long. So... Excuse me, so... I'm just going to end it here. I'm going to save. And next time we'll play the first game. Coach options, let's make sure we explored everything to a degree, to a T. So his record's 8-8, so this is like his second year. So, let's see, stats info, career, awards, rosters, user profiles, Madden cards. Alright, so I will say this. I don't think it's saved, no. I had to get rid of it, that's fine. Load we could load profile, I'll do that actually. Alright, so nothing there. Alright, so we're gonna save. Okay, there's not enough space. I'm gonna have to get rid of some stuff in my cards. I do have a third one. I have to look through that one, make space for that. Okay, so that is saved, and we should save the settings too. We'll save the rosters too, just for shits and giggles. Alright, so that's pretty much how you set it up. It looks like there's not really a whole lot you need to do. It looks like you just go straight gung-ho and just do your thing. So yeah, it's a basic setup. There's not much to it. We could normally I would probably trade and sign free agents, but in all honesty, I don't really feel like changing the team. I want to keep the team as is as long as possible. So you might see some adjustments in case something happens, but that's how I'm gonna have it. And yeah, we're gonna end it here over half hour. And it didn't take that long to do it for this. If I ever, for any other team, I'd probably make a lot more adjustments, but like I said, it's the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. So yeah, next time we'll play our first game, and then yeah, we're just gonna roll and just explore the season as it goes and see what. It's weird that there's no main menu music. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why that is. Because there was before. So, I'll have to experiment. It's okay. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.